I finally managed to change all of the coolant hoses, and I've had the engine running for about 30 minutes and no leaks whatsoever. These were particularly difficult behind the cylinder head here onto the bulkhead. They're under there. What a swine to get to they are with the engine in situ, but it's done and none of them leak. Had the engine running for a good 30 minutes, completely hot, nothing leaks. There is a I'm going to be faced with quite a devil of a job. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's a complete arm's length right down here in the bottom of the it's on the transmission. Let's just zoom in. If I hold this in my mouth, let's have a look. Can we see that hose right down there? There's a yellow, like a yellow triangle, and a stainless steel pipe, and there is a hose attached to it. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Let's have a look. Yes, there it is. What a mess. Oh, there it is. That's really deep. That's the transmission. The yellow triangle, and then there's a stainless steel pipe, and then a rubber hose, and you can see how unbelievably the camera's auto-focusing here. But it's very deep, and that's going to be the camera's trying to auto-focus. It doesn't know what it's looking at. But I don't know what you can make of that, but that's going to be an absolute bastard to get to. I'll anticipate getting to it from underneath. It'll be very difficult to get to it from above, but bear in mind I'm working in the street. That's the transmission, and it will be, obviously, I think it's a transmission coolant. The transmission fluid has to be flushed to the front of the engine, and it appears, if I let's zoom out slightly, and it comes underneath in here somewhere. I'm struggling to, the ground's wet. I don't want to go crawling about. Here's one of the brand new hoses I fitted, and it does fit onto this pipe here. Struggling to breathe, squashed down the floor there. But yeah, that's the transmission cooler I've just shown you there, and we can't see anything from above. I'll have to get the car up on ramps to see what we can see, but that pipe is in a dreadful state. There's very little left of it, and it's completely swollen. Let's just have one more look. My goodness, yeah, it does actually have quite. Zoom in as much as I can, then I'll pop some light in. You can't really see from up here. We are struggling. Never mind. There it is. What a mess. So that black pipe is rubber, and it's completely swollen. It does actually have oil on it, so I suspect it might be leaking, and it's leaking transmission fluid if it's leaking anything. So that'll be the next of the tasks. Once again, it's a wet night, but we don't have any leaks from the coolant system. We do have to. Let's just have a look at this manifold. Get the light back on. If I zoom in, there we go. Got a nice view of the crack of the manifold there. Completely cracked all the way around to the bottom. That whole back end's sheared off. It's no wonder it's loud. So those two nuts at that one and these two nuts, they're not holding anything. This is just floating. It's just floating free. It's completely broken away, and we can see all of this soot. So I've got manifolds on order. I've actually got to buy a pair. The manifolds I've found are coming as a pair. I don't think this one leaks, but I'm sure it won't do any harm to have a spare. But it does need completely cleaning up under here. So that's going to be a job over the next week or so, and then really I can't risk leaving that automatic transmission pipe very long. That is just a disaster waiting to happen. So we've got one big job out of the way, and just about to start a few more, but that's going to be inevitable. This car is going to take me about a year to mechanically make it sound and reliable and safe, and then I'll set about the cosmetics as well. But the cosmetics at this stage are less important. I'll just make sure it's completely wax oiled and cavity injected, make sure that the rot doesn't get any worse, and I'll come back to the cosmetics when we've got all of the mechanics and electronics exactly perfect the way they should be.